Hello everyone and welcome back to Patton's Best here on the World War II Solitaire board game channel. This is going to be episode 41. So we are on the last day of To the Rhine and our commander, myself and our loader T. Brayton is now back in the tank. So we thank D. Anderson for his service as the commander and W. Bridge as for his service as a gunner. These guys will be transferred. So my commander will take control of the tank, which is special delivery. That is a jumbo tank with a 75 millimeter gun. It's not a good tank simply because with the jumbo tank you are going to be the lead tank so often, and with the 75 millimeter gun it is just not going to be worth it. However, we have a refit here. We have one more mission here of To the Rhine and then three missions for regroup and mop up. With a little bit of luck, we will pass these missions and go straight to refit. And of course, during the refit, we're going to go and get ourselves tank number 16 again, which is my... I think 16 actually rather than 17 is my favorite because I find it very good that the loader can fire the 50 cal instead of my commander, which is quite a dangerous thing to do. Before we get going, guys, if you enjoy Patton's Best, there is a Facebook group now, Patton's Best Avalon Hill Games Company. You will find it, or actually it's just Patton's Best Avalon Hill. You'll find it on Facebook. You can join. We're gonna do some organized plays together. We share our sessions and so on. It's a great Facebook group. So feel free to join that if you like Patton's Best and you're looking to get the game. I mean, you can get it also on Moselle, so you don't have to get a physical copy. Other than that, I just want to say that helps me out a lot if you subscribe to the channel. Also, liking and commenting on the video helps out a lot. If you want to help me out even further, you can become a member of the channel for only $1.99 US a month. You can help me by supporting the channel, or one-time donation you can do either to PayPal. You will find my email in the video description, or a super thanks, which is a new Facebook option, YouTube option, and the money will go directly to the YouTube account. Well, that's it for my commercial message. We're gonna get going here. So DNEM is back. You know all of this crew. DNEM is the only original crew member. Sergeant 10 in rating. We have our gunner T. Brayton, also 10 in rating, and his gyro stabilizer trained. We have our loader, Private Johnny P. He got a 7 in rating, so we have some improvement to do there. We had the driver, Private Nico, 10 in rating, and assistant driver, Private Preemie Jack, also a 10 in rating. Our current VP is 63, so we need 37 more VP to get our first promotion to become, I think it's Staff Sergeant or Master Sergeant, whatever it is. And we have 5 Purple Hearts with our commander. Our poor commander has been wounded and hospitalized 5 times. I'm guessing he's a cat, so by that logic, he should have 4 more lives. Okay, we're gonna start rolling now for the last mission on To the Rhine. It's an assault with light resistance. Combat happens on a 2 or lower, and we roll a 10. So we skip combat on the last day of To the Rhine. And next we go to regroup and mop up. Again, we have advances with combat happening on 2 or lower, light resistance. There's a total of 3 of them to regroup and mop up before we have our refits. And we roll an 8, so we skip the first one. And we roll again. We roll a 10. So last roll, let's hope we can skip it so we can get to refit. Close call, we skip it. Awesome. So we're currently at the refit now, and gyro stabilizer is not gonna work. You need 7 days of refit. This is just 3 days of refit, but we are already gyro stabilizer trained, so that's okay. We will roll for crew rating advancement. Only one that's available is Johnny P. He needs an 8 or higher, and he gets a 4. That's unfortunate. Okay, we are gonna go ahead and change the tank now. We do not want to be in a jumbo. especially this late in the war. We are so close to winning the campaign. And wouldn't it be horrible to be in a jumbo then and being targeted because you're the lead tank and killed only because you're in a jumbo? That would be pretty ironic. We are of course gonna upgrade to my favorite tank, which is gonna be not 17, but actually 16, the Easy 8 with the G turret. And when you have a G turret, you have a split loader's hatch, meaning you will have no room for the AA MG next to the commander, so it will be by the loader. So the loader operates the 50 cal. We changed the tank counter from number 12 to number 16. And most important of all, we changed the turret from a 75 to a 76L. Wow. We roll to see if we get HVSS suspension on a roll of 1 to 5. And roll of 4, that's lucky. I mean, it doesn't even matter because I'm not really getting any use of it because I'm not doing a lot of moving, but it just feels really nice to have the ultimate tank. And if it doesn't have the HVSS, it's not gonna feel like the ultimate tank, you know? Okay, so that is just awesome. We will go to our roster because we need a new tank name now. We will mark that the, let's see here, the special delivery was replaced during refit. And next we can choose a bunch of ones. I am gonna choose Berlin Bound. I think that feels fitting as we are trying now to finish the last part of the campaign. Berlin Bound sounds cool. We'll never get to Berlin since we end up in Czechoslovakia and the war ends during a long refit. Tank name is Berlin Bound. And the tank model is M4A3 76W with a G turret. Awesome. We thank, of course, our crew members for stepping up while I and T. Brayton were gone at the hospital. Let's see, is there something else we should do here? We got everything noted, the HVSS. Yeah, that should be it. Okay, so next now we have some challenges up ahead. And that is, we have now the last two medium resistance scenarios. The first one is attack out of Moselle Bridgehead with medium resistance and assault. Combat happens on 9 or lower, so it's very likely to happen. And then we have another assault with medium resistance, Bad Kreuzach. Medium resistant combat happens on 7 or lower, so that is also very likely to happen. But after those two combats, we will only have light resistance until the end of the war. We will have no more battles at all, no more high resistance, no more medium resistance, only advances and counterattacks with light resistance, and combat will happen on a roll of 5 or lower, 3 or lower, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 4, 2, 2, 2, 4, 2, 2, 4, and then 2 all the way down. So we are really at the end here, guys. We are really at the end. I never ever thought that would happen, but we are certainly not out of the woods yet. So we gotta stay humble and cautious, and it's gonna be hard in this beautiful tank because we want to kill Germans and we want to get at least one promotion before the campaign ends. We roll for the next combat. The next combat is attack out of Moselle Bridgehead, medium resistance advance, happening on a roll of 9 or lower. And we were so close to rolling a 10, but we roll an 8. So we will have combat on this day. And it is going to be the 14th of March. See here. 1945, of course. Medium advance. So we will roll to see what kind of weather we have this beautiful day. We have 33, I believe that is going to be clear. Yes, sir. So that's good. And we need to load ammo. We roll for high velocity armor piercing round. We roll a 1. That is going to be a little one. 1 high velocity armor piercing. We're not going to go with... Okay, we go with 20 HE. Then we have something. And for our... that have 50 remaining, so 50 AP. And we roll on extra ammo table. We roll on 8. That is gonna force us to bring 30 extra HE rounds. Ugh. 30 and 10 extra 30 cal boxes. And load ready rack. We go full AP. Determine amount of daylight to this day. March 6:15 is when the sun goes up. Whoops, we're also on the wrong bloody part. 6:15, and then the sun sets at 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. Wow, we have really long days now. Determine your tank's deployment from the deployment. Before we do that, determine time and ammo already expanded. We want a low number. And we get it. That is going to be 1. So +1, that's 2 hours. That is going to be 2 30 cal boxes. We go from 10 extra to 8 extra. There's going to be 4 HE rounds. We go from 30 to 26. Okay. I'm not very comfortable with having 26 extra rounds in. That is going to make it very more likely for us to explode. +1 for each 2 extra rounds. You have a modifier, so that is going to be a +13. So if you roll 87 or higher, you explode if you get hit. And now we go ahead and determine our tank's deployment. We roll 75. That is moving, but we're not the lead tank, which we would have been if we had been in the jumbo. So the jumbo, I mean, is a perfect tank for counterattacks. It was really cool being in the jumbo during the, that long period of counterattacks, but during advances, no thank you. Mark any open hatches. We go ahead and open them all except for the commanders, who will stay. He has the vision cupola anyway. And the gun load is going to be AP. And we determine starting area now. Starting area is going to be 6, which is over here. Exit area for today is going to be 3, which is over here. So that's not a super far away. We can definitely do that. I roll for the resistance here in the B area. Roll a 1, so we will have light resistance. Let's see, we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 areas, and we have so much time. The travel time is going to be 45 minutes, 1.5 hour, 2 hours and 50 minutes, 3 hours of travel time. So we basically have a ton of time to kill. So we're going to call for everything, I think. We call for 2 airstrikes and artillery. Airstrike is first rolled for, and then artillery. We don't get airstrike but artillery. Do it again. Airstrike 1 to 4, nope. Artillery 1 to 7. We get artillery. And we do it again. but only once. Airstrike 1 to 4, nope. Artillery 1 to 7, yes. Let's see here. Call in for one more airstrike. And we roll a 3, so we get the airstrike. Oh, they're in the wrong. There we are. We move in, we spend 45 minutes and 2 fuels. We go from 35 to 33. Roll to see if there is combat. We have combat on 8 or higher. And roll 7, so there is no combat. This is our first VP for the day. And we repeat the procedure for B. We roll for resistance and roll a 2, so it's going to be light resistance. And I'll roll for 3 artillery strikes this time, so no airstrikes. First one is approved, second one is approved, and third one is also approved, so all 3 artillery strikes are good. We move in, we spend 45 minutes. 2 fuels, we go from 33 to 31. We roll to see if there is combat. Combat occurs on 8 or higher. Roll a 5, so there is no combat. We capture that territory. And we roll for the B area. Roll a 3, so that's going to be light resistance yet again. We spend 45 minutes calling in for artillery. First one is approved, second one is approved, and third one is also approved. All 3 artillery strikes are approved. And we spend, let's see, 45 minutes driving over to that location. And we spend 2 fuels. We go from 31 to 29. Combat occurs on a roll of 8 or higher. And roll 2, so there is no combat. This is our third VP for today. We roll now for the exit area for resistance. And roll a 6 with medium resistance of the day. That is going to be... let's see, that is going to be medium resistance. Turns into a 7. If we would have rolled 10 or higher, it would be heavy resistance. Okay, we're gonna call in for the whole shebang here. We call in for 2 airstrikes and artillery strikes. First we roll for the air. It's not approved. Airstrike is approved. Sorry, artillery strike. Then we roll for an airstrike again. It is approved. And for an artillery strike, it is not approved. Another 30 minutes calling in for airstrike and artillery strike. Airstrike is not approved. Artillery strike is approved. We do it again. Airstrike is not approved. Artillery strike is approved. We have, it take us 45 minutes to get over there, so we still have time. We roll for an airstrike. It is not approved. One last attempt. Roll for airstrike, and it is not approved, unfortunately. Yeah, we're just gonna have to move in. We have no more time. That is 45 minutes. There's no direct road. We go from 29 to 27 fuel. Combat is gonna occur now because it's a medium area. Combat occurs on 6 or higher, but we have a +1 from an A area. So combat occurs now on a roll of 5 or higher. And we roll on 8s. We have combat in the medium area. That means we will have to activate 3 enemy units. First enemy unit is 22. That would normally be an AT gun, but because we are at March or later 45, it will be light infantry, and I'm very happy for that because I don't like AT guns. That's the worst. Then we're all 49. That is going to be a truck. Oh man, it was a long time ago we saw a truck. 16, which is going to be another truck. Are you kidding me? These guys are not going to survive the airstrikes. I can tell you that much. Okay. Spawning for light weapons is here. Distance is close. Terrain is going to be in an A area. Woods, which is good for me. That's going to give the artillery a boost. The first truck goes over here. Oh, it goes over here. Distance will be close. Facing will be side, and terrain is going to be in the open. And then we have one more truck, and it will go over here. Distance is going to be long, and facing is going to be rear, I believe. Yes, rear. And his terrain is going to be hold down. Where's the hold down ones? They're supposed to be here. Those are fortification. Where do I put all my hold down markers? Here we have woods. We have a building, and we have one more building and 2 woods. So I'm gonna put away fortifications. We're not gonna have more use of them because the time for fortifications is over. Here we have some hold down markers. So that truck is effectively hold down. But I'll still be surprised if he actually survives this. So we have 3 artillery strikes, which we will roll for first, and then we have an airstrike. Let's look at our friendly action table. To kill light weapons with an artillery strike, we need a roll of 1 to 30. But because he's in the woods, we have 1 to 33. Because we have a die roll modifier -3 for light weapons target in woods. 1 to 33 we kill him. Emerald 64, so that's not good enough. To kill the trucks, we need a roll of 1 to 60. We try here with him first. He's not dead. And then next one. 1 to 54, so we get 1 truck with the first artillery strike. And we go ahead and mark off 1 VP for 1 knocked out truck. And remove the first artillery strike. We roll now for the next one. 1 to 33 for the infantry. 40. And 1, what did we say for the truck? 1 to 60 for the truck. And we roll 100. So the first artillery, second artillery support is ineffective. Last artillery support to get the light weapons, 1 to 33. And we roll 13, so the light weapons are done for. Let's remove their markers. That is 1 VP for us for a knocked out light weapons team. Finally, we roll for the truck. To get the truck now, we need a roll of 1 to 60. And roll 97, so the truck manages to escape the artillery. But we have an airplane coming for it, and the airplane has -10 airstrikes versus vehicles. So now we have a roll of 1 to 70 to take out the truck. Emerald 21, so we effectively take out that truck. So yeah, you can tell that the Germans are getting weak now. This is really the end of the war. They are throwing trucks and light weapons at us. We need to roll to see, first we note the VP so we don't forget that. We need to roll to see if we will have an ambush. 1 to 7 we have an ambush. Yes, there is an ambush. Roll for random events. Roll 89, which is gonna be flanking fire, but we're not gonna flank. And then it's our turn again. We go ahead and close our hatches. So that was part of the ambush. There's still gonna be one more. We fire the coaxial and the bow MG as advancing fire, of course, into this zone. And we roll for ammo for the bow MG first. 27, that's 1 box. And 87, so that's 1 box of 30 cal. We go from 8 extra 30 cal boxes to 7 extra. And then we roll one last time on random events. 58 is friendly advance, so we capture an area here, and that is the end of the day. Wow, that was a very short, I'm not complaining, that was a short and good day, and we are alive. That is the important part. Let's reevaluate today. We have 1 VP for a knocked out light weapons. 2 VP from a knocked out truck, 3 which turns into 6 VP for captured areas, 10 which turns into 20 VP for captured exit area. And the reason why they turn into that is because, of course, we have the scenario victory point multiplier for a scenario, x2 for captured map areas. So our total VP for our tank is going to be 0, friendly forces is going to be 3 VP, territory is 26, total VP for today is 29. And that is the end of the day, my friends. We are going to roll crew rating advancement for Johnny P. He needs an 8 or higher. Come on, Johnny, you can do it. He rolls 10. My boy. So cool. Johnny, he's at 8 now, and wouldn't it be legendary if we were to finish with everyone at 10? I mean, that would be just crazy. Just crazy. Guys, thank you so much for watching episode 41. That's just crazy. Of Patton's Best. We're in January in real life, and we are in March in Patton's Best. And yeah, I'm not sure what date we're gonna have in real life when this ends, but hopefully in the game we will have April. We will have the 18th of April, which is the very last mission here. And I mean, we have went through all of this, and about a little bit more than a quarter of this. There's not much left, guys. There's not much left. If we escape next 2 combats, 7 or lower, 5 or lower, 3 or lower, so next 3, then I think we can skip quite many. On the 2s, if you're lucky, you can see here, these were only 2s, and on them I only had 3 combat, and that's, that's all of this. We are talking 3 combats here, and perhaps maybe 1 here, so it's 4 combats, and then maybe 2 here, so we're talking maybe 6 more missions, perhaps. I'd guess something around that, 6 more missions. And that is, again, if we survive, we have 1 last medium resistance to deal with. After that, we have only light resistance for the remainder of the game. Okay, guys. my heart, I'm getting so nervous because the further we get, I mean, the more I got to lose, because I would feel that if I would actually manage to complete the campaign with the commander alive, I would feel like, okay, I'm done with Patton's Best. I've completed Patton's Best, but if I die before that, I will play again. I'm not going to record it that time, most probably, but I will play again until that happens. And maybe I will be 80 years old and I'll never do it. I only chase the dragon for the rest of my life, now that I've been so close to the tail. But yeah, so that's, I'm a little bit worried about that. I'm a little bit worried about that. But we'll see what happens, guys. You gotta stay with me. You gotta come to episode 42 of Patton's Best, so you know, will I survive the next day of combat or not? We will see in the next episode of Patton's Best.